Hello, virtual learners. Today's read aloud is called The Biggest Snowman Ever. Have you ever seen a really big snowman? Stop and make a connection. A connection is when something reminds you of something else. I remember one time driving down the road and seeing a snowman as tall as a house. That makes me wonder, how big will the snowman be in this story? The Biggest Snowman Ever was written by Stephen Kroll and illustrated by Jenny Bassett. Here we go. Once there were two mice who fell in love with the same snowman, and this is how it happened. On a bright winter day, the mayor of Mouseville announced the town snowman contest. Whoever makes the biggest snowman will win a prize, he declared. All the mice were excited. The judging of the contest will take place in 2 weeks, said the mayor. Good luck to all of you. I'm going to make a really big snow princess, said Penelope. I'm going to make a really big snow Martian, said James. I'm going to make the biggest snowman ever, said Clayton, the house mouse. His friend Desmond, the field mouse, frowned. No, you're not. I'm going to make the biggest snowman ever. Oh, yeah, said Clayton. Oh, yeah, said Desmond. That night it snowed and snowed. Huge drifts covered driveways, roads, and fields. It was the perfect beginning for a snowman contest. In town, Penelope began her snow princess and James began his snow Martian. Out in the country, Clayton and Desmond began their snowmen. Clayton made a snowball and rolled it along the ground. The more he rolled, the bigger it got. Before long, he had a large base for a snowman. Not far away, Desmond was doing the same thing. Oh, kind of smart to go down a hill, isn't it? It rolls really fast and gets a lot of snow along the way. The next day, Clayton made a huge snowball for his snowman's belly. Not far away, Desmond did the same. Oh, look at that. So far, it's looking very much the same. It looks like a worm is helping Clayton. What's helping Desmond? Yeah. That night, Clayton brought his dad out to see the snowman. Dad scratched his head. I don't know, son. It's going to be big, but I'm not sure it will be the biggest. Clayton smiled up at him. I'm just getting started, he said. Dad whispered in his ear, if you want to work faster, use a wheelbarrow to carry the snow. Oh, what a good tip. I wonder if Clayton's dad has ever built a giant snowman before. A little later, Desmond brought out his Uncle Vernon. I don't know, said Vernon. It's going to be big, but will it be the biggest? Desmond smiled. I'm just getting started, he said. Vernon whispered in his ear, if you want to work faster, use a wheelbarrow to carry the snow. The next day, Clayton filled his wheelbarrow with snow. He piled the snow onto the snowman. Then he rolled another snowball for the snowman's head. Not far away, Desmond did the same. A few days later, Desmond ran into town to look at James's snow Martian and Penelope's snow princess. He said, all of our snow people are the same size. That afternoon, Clayton made the same discovery. The next day, while working on his snowman, Clayton had an idea. He brushed the snow off his gloves and walked towards Desmond. At the same moment, Desmond had an idea. He brushed the snow off his gloves and walked towards Clayton. They bumped into each other and fell down. I have an idea, said Clayton. I have an idea, said Desmond. We should do this together, said Clayton. No one said we couldn't, said Desmond. First, they rolled each part of Desmond's snowman over to the middle of the field. Then they rolled each part of Clayton's snowman over. They piled the snowballs on top of one another. Clayton dropped a floppy hat on the snowman's head. Desmond added a long scarf, huge coal eyes, and a giant carrot nose. When they were done, they had built the biggest snowman ever. The morning of the contest, field mice on snowmobiles brought the judges across the country. Mice on snowmobiles, that's funny to think about. "You both win the prize," said the mayor, handing Clayton and Desmond a large wedge of Swiss cheese. "Let the celebration begin." Everyone gathered to dance around the snowman, drink hot chocolate, and eat donuts. Oh, look at that prize. I love it that it was cheese. Mice love cheese. "We did it," said Clayton and Desmond, jumping up and down. "We did it together." When I think about this story, the first thing I think of is who the characters were. Well, we know some of the smaller characters like Penelope and James. We heard a little bit about them in the story, but not very much. We heard about the mayor and the judges and an uncle and a dad. But who were the main characters? Who was this story mostly about? Do you remember those mice's names? Clayton. Clayton? How about the other one? Lots of sounds. Push it together. It's Desmond. If we think about where this story happened, we were told it was in Mouseville. And there were town mice and country mice. We learned that Desmond and Clayton were country mice. They lived out in the country. When we think about what happened. So what happened first? The mayor said there would be a snowman contest. And the little mice decided to make snowmen. Penelope and James. Do you remember which kind of snowman they decided to make? And then Desmond and Clayton both decided that they had the same goal. They wanted to make the biggest snowman ever. They started working, but they realized that all of their snowmen were the same size. What did they learn they had to do to make the biggest snowman ever? They worked together. Maybe you've heard someone say, 2 heads are better than one. In this story, Desmond and Clayton learned that exact thing. When you work together, what comes out might be better than what you could do separately. Had Desmond and Clayton just kept their snowmen the way they were, I don't think they would have won. But because they worked together, at the end of the story, what happened? They won the prize. Do you remember what that prize was? Thanks for listening to my story today. I hope you enjoyed it.